Just about 16-17 minutes remaining for markets to close. 83 points higher for the Nifty at the day's highest point. We started the day with Aditya Birla merger, where there was some concerns about Grasim Nifty 50 company, and of course AB Nuvo, a $3 billion company, seeing a 20% decline. Then in the midday, we had, of course, news flow coming in about SBI and what happened over there. Fantastic set of numbers. Slippages are lower than estimates, and that has clearly been cheered by the street. So that was the second. And as we just wrap up the day, we're getting a news flow coming in about the auto pack and what's happening over there. So Maruti is hitting day's high. M&M was up about 3.5–4%, and Tata Motors continue to look extremely strong, 2% higher. But Tata Motors has been strong since morning. As we are speaking, there is also some news flow coming in regarding Shakti Sugar. We have the numbers coming out. Numbers are looking indecent, but I believe there is a one-off gain. But even if you adjust for that, numbers are looking in very, very strong. We have seen good gain, 6% higher for Shakti Sugar. Let's welcome in our next guest. Ruchit Jain as well as Shaina Mukaddam is now joining us. Shaina, let me start with you first. SBI, decent set of numbers. You know, when you compare it to the likes of PNB, Union Bank, or the disappointment on Bank of Baroda, it's looking decent.
Yeah, I think it came out much better than expectations. I believe the slippages, while they are there, they continue to be there. But I think they have shown some bit of stability. And if the bank is able to maintain these type of levels and maintain their NPAs at current levels, or even if they're slightly weaker, I think on basis of valuation at just about 1.2 times adjusted book, the stock, the bank looks pretty interesting. So I think even at current levels, it looks like a good medium to longer term buy.
Right. Among the PSU banking lot, say if there was a growth anywhere happening, it's this bank.
This was, of course, one of the strongest set of numbers in the PSU space. PSU bank space, and this is one of the banks, or I would say one of the only banks that I believe was worth recommending it. I have been recommending it from much lower levels, purely based on valuations, and I think going forward also I would limit my investment in the PSU banking space to an SBI. The other banks, we have seen some bit of stability coming in a few of the other banking numbers also, but I do think that this is not the end of the problems for the banking sector, PSU banking sector, especially in terms of write-offs. So I would limit exposure.
Yeah, so but you should largely be positive about these numbers, but at the same time you should not over invest into these names.
Yeah, absolutely, because we are going to see another 2–3 quarters of continuing slippages, and it's going to be we have to take it on a case-to-case basis as and when the numbers come. So I wouldn't take a bet on the overall PSU banking space except for an SBI.
Right, Ruchit Jain is also now with us. Ruchit, the SBI, what's the view?
Yeah, Pankaj, overall the stock has been maintaining its higher top, higher bottom structure since last 3–4 months now. And today we have seen that after the results are out, the stock has moved up with very good volume. So this is just an indication of continuation of this last 3 months of uptrend. On the high side, the stock has some sort of resistance around 255 levels. So I think if anyone is already holding the stock, they should continue to hold. From short-term trading perspective, if anyone is looking to buy at current levels, then wait for some sort of declines, because the risk-reward ratio is not that favorable for buying at current levels. I think any declines are in the stock, again, if the stock comes around 232, 235, that would be an opportunity to get in again into the stock.
Right. How would you look at Bank of Baroda? Yesterday was a disappointment. Today it's seeing some recovery, maybe because of the SBI numbers.
Pankaj, we are not that positive on Bank of Baroda from short-term perspective, because if you see, then after this corrective move, the trend following indicators such as super trend, parabolic SRI, they have slipped into sell mode. Hence, we are thinking that we are anticipating any sort of pullback move would resist, and this stock won't be able to cross much higher from current levels. Maybe 2–3% upside could be there, possibility from current levels, but around 155, 156, again some sort of resistance would come. So I think SBI could continue to outperform. Bank of Baroda, let some stability come. In case if the stock again moves above 157 and stabilizes over there, then only we would consider buying this stock.
Right. Shaina, how would you view Bank of Baroda and the numbers over there?
Well, I think there is a bit of short covering in most of the PSU stocks, which is also reflected in the way the BOB stock has performed. I would avoid it. I think the numbers were very disappointing, and I think there is a lot of overhang, especially in the power sector, infrastructure segment that BOB still holds. So I think there could be a lot of negative surprises. I would just avoid it.
You would just avoid it at this point of
Yeah.
time. Shaina, if you just look at, say something like an Axis Bank, it's up 4%, 591, maybe because of the MSCI buying. But still, it's relatively cheaper to other banks. Would you be a buyer?
See, in the private banking
Also,
space,
Yes Bank.
Yeah, in the private banking space, yes, it is much cheaper than Yes Bank. Since we are comparing like to I mean, it's not exactly like to like, but similar in similar spaces. So I would prefer an Axis even at current levels, though the run up has been pretty substantial. If you see the recent last couple of months, Yes has also performed, I mean, in terms of stock price, but I would prefer Axis simply on basis of valuation. I think valuation still holds, is still positive for Axis. And I think, not too many, I don't see any reason why too many large investors should come in and buy Yes Bank at current levels, because any which ways there is a potential QIP that is lined up. So I would still prefer Axis. But
Right.
valuations are becoming a bit stretched.
Right, but Yes Bank is also not bad in terms of delivery, what they are doing, the fundraising that they are planning, the buying coming in from MSCI.
Yeah, see, I mean, Yes Bank numbers, they have been consistently doing very well, and it is reflected in the type of performance the stock has given in the recent last 1 year. But I do think that valuations, at now more than 3 times, even if you factor in 1 year forward positives, I think it is a bit stretched. So I would really prefer an HDFC Bank if I have to go for something as expensive as Yes.
Right, you would prefer a HDFC Bank.
Yeah, if I have to go for something as expensive as Yes, then why not HDFC Bank?
Ruchit, how would you look at Axis and Yes Bank?
Pankaj, recently we have seen this amongst the private sector banks, those banks which have been outperforming, they continue to outperform, and usually traders go to buy the stocks which have not performed and are likely to perform. So I think one should avoid such kind of strategies. The Axis Bank and Yes Bank both have recently performed quite well, and they have outperformed the other peers in the private banking space. I think this outperformance would continue in the near term also, or if anyone is even view from 2 to 3 months, then Axis Bank has quite potential to go really higher up to 615, 620 levels. So both the banks, Axis Bank and Yes Bank, there are no signs of reversal, and this uptrend should continue for some more time.
Right, so you would want to avoid, or you would want to sell these names?
No, I won't recommend to sell these names. Definitely one can continue to stay long on this. Even if anyone wants to buy, then I think Axis Bank for a target of around 620, 625, one can go long at current levels, keeping stop loss below 572. The thing is that those banks which are outperforming the other banks continue to stay long on those bank itself. So Axis Bank, Yes Bank are both among those names which have been outperforming in this banking sector.
Right. Shaina, if we look at the mid-cap space, it's been the phenomenal rally that we have seen. LIC Housing, 6% higher today. Morgan Stanley has upgraded. Of course, maybe that has having an impact. But LIC Housing, again, similar story. Cheapest among the housing finance company. Maybe, the cost of funding, which is going down, will continue to have an impact.
Yeah, I think, the bit of softness that we saw in the numbers is really taken a big hit on the price, on the stock. And now we are seeing the, stock starting to perform again. And I think the big story, given the fact that there is going to be a good growth in housing loans and the overall government thrust on in this sector, and also lower interest rates. I think both these things put together is a positive for LIC Housing. And in terms of valuation, if you compare it to the rest of the NBFC space, it's really looking attractive. So I think it's a very safe, decent type of consistent performer, and one could really look to get into this story and remain invested.
Right. How would you look at LIC Housing, Ruchit? It's a name which has not done well versus other NBFCs.
I think now going ahead, this stock would outperform the other NBFCs because we have usually seen that the stock has already started in forming an higher top, higher bottom in an uptrend. Even if you see the today's trading session, the stock was consolidating in the range bound since last 10-15 days. And today with very good volumes, the stock has given a breakout of the trend. So that's a positive sign. I think the outperformance could be there. 575, 580 is quite possible the stock could test in next week. So we continue to stay positive on LIC Housing Finance as well as Dewan Housing Finance. These were the two stocks which we have been preferring from last 2 or 3 months to all our clients.
Right. Let's look at the Aditya Birla Group stocks as well. Let's pull up Idea. What's happening over there? So an Idea is down about 1.6, 1.7 odd percent. Aditya Birla Nuvo is down about 18%. It's not exactly at the day's low, but still, adjusting for that premium. Shaina, what do you make of the deal? Just a quick reaction. You think it's priced in now to the market?
I think it's largely priced in, at least for Grasim. AB Novo, maybe, there could be some bit of weakness again because I think the merger ratio is to some extent negative for them. But otherwise, I think it's...
or it's in favor of Grasim?
It's in favor of Grasim, yeah. So to that extent, I think, the two stocks should move. I think Grasim will stabilize at current levels. AB Novo probably has some bit of weakness still likely.
Right. Ruchit, any view on AB Novo? Generally, it's not a very frequently traded name. Any view on that name?
Usually, no, it's a very low, less volume. And if we see in last couple of days, the volatility has increased due to these news flows. On the lower side, although the stock has support around 1120, 1125 range, but the way the volatility is going on, I think it's better, for short-term traders to avoid the stock. Let the stock stabilize. In case if some sort of consolidation comes and again the stock starts moving higher, then only one should again relook to enter into this Aditya Birla Nuvo stock.
Right. Ruchit, just some names. How do you see Hindalco? 2.6% higher. Numbers came out today. Not much of an action post the numbers or, during the numbers. But the trajectory for names like Hindalco, Vedanta continue to be positive?
We are still positive on Hindalco because of the formation on the charts. The trend following indicators are still in the buy mode. On the higher side, they are indicating a target of around 160. So on Hindalco, we are positive from current levels also. A long position should be protected now with a stop loss below 133 for target around 160. Apart from this, Vedanta, we think that this stock has now slipped into consolidation phase. We are not anticipating any significant upside from current levels, at least in short term. 174, 175, the stock has resisted thrice over then last 2 weeks. So I think unless this 174, 175 gets crossed, the stock is likely to consolidate between 170 to 155. So I would not prefer buying into Vedanta at current levels because of this consolidation phase, but Hindalco definitely up to 160. I think the stock could move in a couple of weeks of time.
Right. Shaina, any view on United Spirits? It went up in the second half yesterday. In the morning, it did well. Now it's correcting. Any sort of view on that?
No, I believe it's just moving in line with whatever expectations are there for the numbers. I'm not really I don't have a medium to longer term view.
It's not in active coverage.
No, it's not in my active coverage, and I think we've seen a lot of things happening with Diageo, and it's reacted to those news, and now I think it's stabilized at current levels. So I think I don't have any particular reason why the stock is to be moved up or down, or I don't have a hold or sell on the stock.
Right. Ruchit, any view on United Spirits? Again, a name which may not be frequently traded.
Pankaj, the stock has already shown a significant correction from its high of 4,000 in last 3-4 months. Now, if you observe a longer term charts of the stock, then the stock had resistance in 2008. The high was around 2050. So now after this correction, the resistance which was there around 2050, 2060, that is likely to act as a support. Also 89 EMA on the monthly charts is coming around the same levels of 2060. So I don't think the stock would show major correction from current levels. In fact, if it comes around 2060, somewhere around 2060, 2070, I think traders should take a risk to buy the stock, keep a stop loss below 1900, and a pullback rally could be expected up to 2500, 2600 levels.
Right. How would you look at, something like a Gujarat Pipavav port? After days, it has moved up. It's up 5% right now.
Well, even this stock has a good support around 165, but usually the volumes are not that great. Just last couple of sessions, although the volumes have come in, but I think 190 is where the stock would resist going ahead. So if anyone is looking to play for just 4 to 5% upside, then they can trade for target hour of around 189 or 190, but not that upside is seen from current levels.
Right. Ruchit, just request you to stay on China. Just stay on with us, about a minute or so remaining for markets to close. 0.83% higher for the Nifty. A good day, no doubt, especially the way it started with Grasim, with AB Nuvo. But I think SBI and some of the other PSU banks have clearly taken over from that. SBI up 4%. It's among the top gainers. In fact, third top gainer on Nifty. ICICI Bank is up 1. Hindalco is up 2.7, 146. Sun Pharma is down about 1.5. Sun Pharma, of course, is a results reaction, but results were not that bad. Adani Ports 1.4% higher. Tata Motors up 2.7, 518. Tata Power a 0.25% higher. BHEL 138, 139. HDFC Limited 2% higher. Tata Steel up 1.6, 374. ONGC is up 1%, 233. Reliance Industries is up close to 2%. Infosys down 1.5, 1060. Tech Mahindra down about 2%, 488. Yes Bank 3% higher, 1290. Power Grid up about 2.3, 178. Bharti Airtel is up about a 0.25%. NTPC is up 0.6, 160, 161. Grasim is down about 0.7, a 0.25%, 4,500. Cipla is down close to 2%. 512 for Cipla. Cipla would declare numbers today, and now that it's not come out, it will definitely only come out post-market hours. Z is up about 0.9. HDFC Bank is up about 0.1. Kotak Mahindra Bank is down about 0.3. L&T is up about 1%. Aurobindo Pharma 744, really no major change over there. Bharti Infratel 368. Lupin 6 rupees decline, 1,574. And Tata Motors DVR 336. I think it's a new high for Tata Motors DVR. GAIL 2 rupees higher. Asian Paints 8 rupees lower. That's the closing bell. 63 points higher for the market. 249 as far as Sensex is concerned. SBI 7%. As we told you, it's among the top gainer. It was clearly one of the reasons why sentiment on the street improved so much. Axis Bank, there is a buying that is coming in from MSCI, and that has led to this 4% move. Yes Bank up 3%. Again, MSCI buying impact for Yes Bank as well. Hindalco up about 2%. That's a results impact. Tata Motors, no major news flow, but that's a name which was up 2.5. Bank of Baroda was up about 2.5, 149, 150. Power Grid, ACC, HDFC, some of the other gainers to the tune of about 2% each. Reliance 1,032, 1.8% higher. Very, very strong move coming in for Reliance. It's a big heavy weight, would have contributed decently to the market, to the index. BPCL 2.8% lower. Tech Mahindra 2% lower, and Cipla was among the 2% losers. That was broadly what was happening as far as some of these losers are concerned. Let's look at the broader market space. Lot of interesting names over there that did well. So after SBI, Bank of India also declared numbers. 10% higher, 114 for Bank of India. Let's pull up that name. Very strong volumes, 26 million shares. There you go, Bank of India. PNB also up about 5.5%, 122 for Punjab National Bank. LIC Housing up 6%. There was a call which came in from Morgan Stanley, 6% higher. 555 for LIC Housing Finance. Shakti Sugar also up about 11%. That was another results impact. Ujjivan Financial Services up close to 6%. 451 for Ujjivan Financial. Gujarat Pipavav up 5%. That's another results impact, but results came out a couple of days back. Jubilant Life Sciences 5% higher, 383. That's just giving a non-stop move from the results day. So that's a name which is doing well. Similar story with Sundaram Fasteners as well. Today up 4%. Results came out a couple of days back. It was around 200 rupees, or I think even lower than that for Sundaram Fasteners. That's a name that did well. Talwarkar Better Value Fitness, of course, it's the owner of Talwarkar Gyms. They declared numbers. We spoke to the management. It's up close to about 7%. Hindustan Global Solution, another company that you heard here this morning, 12% higher. That's a results impact. And Prime Focus also up about 5.5%. Piramal Enterprises did well, closer to 1700, 6% higher for PEL. So that's another name that did particularly well this time around. Shaina, are you worried by the move in the mid-cap space, or do you think it's justified?
Well, I think mid caps do move with the overall market sentiment, and since the sentiment is positive, and
But
we
off
are,
late only mid caps have been moving. Market sentiment have just improved.
yeah, but I think there is certain backing for some of the. So it's not all across mid cap basket that are moving, but the ones that are moving are really backed by some fundamentals in terms of we have rural growth that is likely to pick up, monsoons being better, and we have spending that is likely to pick up with more money in the hands of consumers. So I think to an extent some of the mid caps are looking good.
Right. Just a last word, Ruchit. How would you look at a company like Bank of India? What's the view over there? 10% move today, but it's a very low institutionally owned stock.
So Pankaj, overall in the PSU banking space, we have been positive only on SBI so far. In fact, even Bank of India, we have so far not yet traded on the positive bias in the last couple of months. Technically 117, 118 is a major resistance for the stock now in short term, because if you see then in the month of July the stock had resistance around those 117, 118 levels. Also some of the trend following indicators are indicating resistance there. So unless this 118 gets crossed again next week, I think one should stay long only with the SBI in case if anyone is looking into PSU space. Above 118, I think some positive momentum could get carried up to 126, 127. So if anyone wants to buy fresh in Bank of India, then buy only above 118. Till that, it's better to avoid this stock.
Right, Ruchit. Thank you so much. Shaina, always a pleasure talking to you. Let's listen in on that note to the management of Bank of India.